received a master's degree from Columbia University in 1995 and serves on the board of the Media Freedom Foundation and has served on other boards as well in those capacities. David has spoken in recent months to the United Nations twice, the U.S. Embassy, the We Media Conference in Miami, Columbia University, the Missouri School of Journalism, the Southern California Writers Conference in San Diego as well. So please give David a warm Omaha welcome.
That's why there's this big hand on the book. This is about media. The ability to create media is no longer in the hands of wealthy executives and large corporations. And they're completely freaked out about this. I don't know if you've noticed, right? And it's moving into the hands of the people, right? Into the hand. Everyone in this room has the ability to be had the immediacy and reach of an organization as large as Reuters. So Be the Media looked at all of these different fields and found successful entrepreneurs that were actually in all of these different fields doing very well. And my question always is, if we're such smart people and we all have advanced degrees and we've all been to school, why is the Rocky Mountain News failing? Why are media companies dying? Why are they laying off so many people? And yet at the other end of the spectrum, I see people making millions of dollars and living in Beverly Hills and Marin and Scarsdale and the Hamptons and selling the same information. So I went and I looked at all of those different people. And I found three things. One, the successful ones had a direct relationship with their audience. They had no middlemen. Two, they owned their rights. They owned their intellectual property. And number three, they repurposed their content. The wonderful news about today, too, is you don't need millions of fans in order to create a hit. In the old days, you needed millions of fans because you needed to have enough money to create the CD or create the DVD. Today, it's easier than ever and cheaper than ever. And all you need is 1,000 true fans. We don't need millions. So it takes us out of the long tail where we're all competing with each other. If you get these 1,000 true fans, you may not get us bestsellerdom, but you make a living. You may not make a killing, but you'll make a living. The other piece of this that I found was fascinating is folks that were working the product pricing curve. We'll take a look at this in a little bit more detail afterwards when we go to Q&A. But essentially, all these folks were selling higher and higher and higher value products and services. I want to go beyond products and money, because this also happens to apply to politicians. Barack Obama used this product pricing curve to win the election. How did he do it? I think we got a mic on here. Can I go over there or probably not? Oh, I'm sorry about that. At any rate, Barack Obama, if you look at the bottom axis, that's your products from the least expensive to the most expensive on the right. And the other axis is your customers or your patrons. From people who will never pay a penny, the cheap ones, all the way up to people who pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what we try to teach in Be the Media is continually create higher and higher value products and services. So instead of just selling a $20 CD, if you never offer any other services, all you'll ever have is $20 CD buyers. And that's a recipe for extinction, right? I mean, if that's all you ever have, you never get any other revenue streams. So look at what Barack Obama did. He gave a lot of free videos to get people into YouTube and to attract people to his message. Got a whole bunch of email addresses and text messages. He offered a book for $40, an autographed book for $60, a picture of you with Barack Obama for $250. For people who raised $250,000, he let you go to the Democratic National Convention. He had a party at Barbara Streisand's house. It cost $28,500 to get in the door. Right? He also had a concert with Billy Joel and Bruce Springsteen in Madison Square Garden. $500 seats, $1,000 seats, $10,000 seats. What was he doing? He's working the product pricing curve. And what you start finding is it takes fewer and fewer superfans on the right side of the curve to make as much, if not more money, than the millions of fans you have on the left side of the curve, right? All you need is one person to give you $30,000. And it makes up for 30,000 people giving you $1. And it's a heck of a lot easier to manage one person than 30,000. And what did he do? He created like a guerrilla rock star campaign. It was like a guerrilla musician would do. So it's not just for making money. It's also could win you the presidency of the world's most powerful country. But Jill Sobule has done this as well. She offered up Jill's next record. She wanted to get fans to fund her record. Why? Well, remember my point? Instead of empowering corporations she had a deal with a major label. She never made enough money to recoup the advance. You know what I mean? She was making this much in royalties, so she had to sell millions of CDs in order to pay back the advance. The advance isn't a gift, folks. You got to pay it back. It's a loan. And there are so many stories of musicians who are bankrupt and in debt to their label that it litters the floors of the music industry. So Jill said, forget the major label this time, and 2 indie labels she went with went bankrupt. So she said, I'm going to go to my fans. And in 2 months, she raised $80,000 through this website, where what she did was she worked the product pricing curve. For $10, she would give you a free download of the CD. She didn't even create the CD yet. You know, for $100, you get a T-shirt that says Junior Executive Producer, right? So you feel like you're a part of the whole process. I love the bronze level at $200. You get free admission to her shows. Now think about that. She didn't even create the CD, and yet she's already booking gigs for the upcoming year. So she's getting advance payments. But I love the next page where if you look at the gold level, she'll do an instrumental track for you and mention your name. But look at gold doubloons for $750. You get the same exact as the gold, only you give her more money. And people did it. Why would they do that? Well, they do it because they get the joke. It's funny. They want to tell their friends, oh, this is what I did. I didn't get anything else, but I paid her $250. You know, it's wonderful. And people paid for the platinum level. She would write songs for you and put it on your answering machine. Why would people do that? Well, they want people to know that they're that close to Jill Sobule that she left an answering machine message. And sometimes she sang little ditties and little songs. But the amazing thing was this diamond level, for $5,000, she'll come out and do a house concert for you. Now think about that. People actually made money from using this strategy. Because imagine if I can get Jill Sobule to my house, you bet I'm going to invite all my friends. What's the purpose of having Jill come to the house if you can't impress your neighbors, right? And so they would charge admission. They were charging $20, $30 for their friends to come in and see Jill, and they actually made money off of the deal. But the killer was this $10,000 weapons-grade plutonium level. She put it out there because she told me, I interviewed her on Wednesday, it's on my radio show. She told me she never thought anybody would pay her $10,000, but she threw it out there just as a goof, you know, just for fun. And guess what? A woman in England paid her $10,000. So Jill flew her out to LA, put her up in a fancy hotel, and this woman sang on Jill's album, Jill's next record, $10,000. Now what did Jill do? What's she doing? She's working that product pricing curve. If all she ever had was a $10, $20 CD, she would have never known that there was a super fan out there. And I consider people like Jeremy a super fan. Why? Because he brought me out here and he allowed me to speak in front of all of you, right? And I got paid to come here. And one Jeremy makes up for hundreds and hundreds of regular fans who don't pay me a dime. You know, and it's easier to manage. It's easier to work with people like Jeremy. So that's exactly what, I'll get to questions because I know we're running late on time. But that's what Jill did. And you know, the wonderful thing you start finding out is that it takes fewer and fewer superfans to make the same amount of money, and it's much less effort.